thank you guys so much for tuning in to yet another episode of My Orchid Adventures with me, Maria Young. So what we're going to be doing in today's episode is updating you with information on what's been going on with my Vanda that experienced some extreme cold conditions. So extreme, in fact, that she experienced frosty temperatures. Yes, indeed. So I want to show you guys exactly what's going on with her, and I do have to admit it is pretty interesting. So let's go ahead and check it out already. Come on! And here she is, folks, quite a big old gal. And I have to admit, when I first discovered her right after the frosty conditions, I have to tell you, I was so heartbroken, so devastated, because she indeed just looked like a shell of what she used to be. But today I am rejoicing because indeed she is looking a whole lot better than when I discovered her after the frost. Now, it is rather unfortunate that she does show permanent scars of that battle she encountered with frost. And if we take a close look in the leaf axil area, we will see the extreme damage of those burns. As you can see, these leaves are beginning to tear away, and eventually they will break off and she will have them no more. And if we look throughout her foliage, we will definitely see the distinctive burn marks throughout. And the biggest heartbreak that I discovered, folks, especially being that this is a monopodial orchid and she will experience plant growth from the top, I did discover that here in this area was totally burned out. And I was actually fumbling through here trying to see exactly how extensive it was. And when I fumbled through here, the top just came right out, and it was totally dried, withered, and blackened. So yeah, I do believe there is no hope from the top, but we can still finger cross, because of course orchids have been known to do things that we would never believe that they could. So it's still a chance. But if she is truly damaged at that growth point right there at the very top, then we should already understand that the only way that she is going to grow and prosper will never be from there again, but will now have to depend on keikis and offshoots. And with that being said, if you listen up closely, you can probably hear the sound of my breaking heart. Because if that is the case, that means the only way that we're going to see a spike coming from her is if she develops keikis. And when those keikis become mature enough to even give us a spike, which could mean a couple of years. So indeed, oh, my breaking heart. So at first glance, you're not really noticing too much of a recovery process, right? But perhaps we're just looking in the wrong places. So how about we check out her roots? And if we take a close look at her root system, we are beginning to discover that indeed she has new growth of root tips that are beginning to come. So definitely good news for us, and of course, good news for her. And speaking of hope, let's go ahead and take a closer look, because I did want to show you some things that I did notice. Okay, so right here at the top, right there, do you notice that growth right here? Now at first I did think it was a spike because of the color, but you know what? It's starting to look more like a keiki or an offshoot. So indeed, I think this is giving off an offshoot. And if we take a good hard look at the inner axil all the way down, we will discover some more new growths. There's another little one right there growing. Also on the other side, deep down in there, I don't know how well you can see, but right there. If we keep going down, you're also going to notice new growth. Here's yet another one right there. And even if we go down to the very base, we'll even notice a new growth right there. Very pointy and very green. So indeed, I believe she is beginning to develop all of her keikis, and I counted at least 6 so far. So the good news is, even though we won't get a spike soon, this will eventually, if all of those become the keikis that I imagine them to be, this will become quite a specimen of a plant, and at such a short time because of the many, many keikis. So that is the light at the end of the orchid tunnel. So yay, good news folks, good news. And she will continue to live and prosper on. And we will eventually see some gorgeous and multiple blooms from this beautiful gal. And I thank you guys for tuning in to yet another episode of my orchid adventures right here in my garden. And if you guys like this video, please be sure to give it a green thumbs up. And of course, if you want to stay tuned to my latest and greatest adventures, then please be sure to subscribe. Now, if you want to tune into my orchid adventures right on Facebook, please be sure to do that as well. And that's at my orchid adventures right on Facebook. Again, I thank you guys so much, and I think you guys already know, right? Of course you guys do, that I do love you all. Mwah, 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 and mwah. Hey there everyone, and I thank you. Ooh, the sun, the sun, the sun. Where am I? With who else but me, Maria Young. Oh my gosh, I thought something was on my back. Gave me quite a scare there. And if you want to stay tuned to my latest and greatest adventures, please be sure to not listen to the car, but listen to me and subscribe. What did I do this time? Mwah.